At 5:18 in the morning, the church bells of a small village began to ring, not for a wedding, not for a celebration, but for war. The year was cold, hungry, and cruel. Men were being taken from their homes before the sun had even touched the fields. Mothers stood in doorways, children held onto coats. Wives tried not to cry because if they started crying, their husbands might not have the strength to leave. In that village lived a young woman named Elena. She was 22 years old, married for only 8 months, and still believed that love was strong enough to survive anything. Her husband, Tomas, stood in front of her, wearing an old soldier's coat that was too large for his shoulders. He tried to smile, but his hands were shaking. "Elena," he whispered, "I will come back before winter." She wanted to believe him. She needed to believe him. But something in the way he looked at her told her that even he was not sure. Before leaving, Thomas took off his wedding ring and placed it in Elena's palm. "If I do not return," he said, "keep this until your heart tells you the truth." Elena closed her fingers around the ring. Then the soldiers began to march. Tomas walked away with the others, turning back 3 times. The first time he smiled, the second time he waved, the third time he only looked at her. And that was the last time Elena saw her husband for 15 years. 3 months later, a soldier came to the village with a torn letter. His boots were covered in mud. His face was pale. He did not look Elena in the eyes when he asked for her name. "Elena Marquez." She nodded. The soldier handed her the letter. It said that Tomas had disappeared after a battle near the northern river. No body had been found. No grave had been marked. But everyone told Elena the same thing. "He's gone." Her neighbors said it softly. The priest said it with sadness. Her own mother said it while holding her hand. But Elena refused to bury a man whose body had never returned. Every morning, she placed Thomas's ring on the wooden table beside the window. Every evening, she put it back under her pillow. The village changed. Children grew taller. Old people disappeared from their chairs. Houses were repaired. Fields burned and grew again. Weddings happened. Funerals happened. Life moved forward. But Elena stayed exactly where Tomas had left her. 1 year became 5. 5 became 10. 10 became 15. By then, people no longer called her the young wife. They called her the woman who waited. Some said it with respect. Some said it with pity. Some said it as a warning to their daughters. But Elena did not care, because every night before sleeping, she touched the ring and whispered the same sentence. "My heart has not told me the truth yet." On the 15th year, during the first market day of spring, Elena walked to the town square to sell bread. The streets were full. Merchants shouted. Horses pulled carts. Children ran between the stalls. The air smelled of smoke, apples, rain, and fresh wood. Elena had almost sold all her bread when she heard a child laugh. It was a small laugh, a happy laugh. Then the child shouted one word, "Father." Elena did not know why that word made her turn around. But when she did, the world stopped. Across the market, standing beside a fruit stall, was a man with gray in his beard. He was older, thinner. His shoulders were heavier. His face had lines that had not been there before. But Elena knew that face. She knew the shape of his eyes. She knew the way he stood when he was nervous. She knew the small scar above his left eyebrow. It was Thomas, her Thomas, alive. For a moment, Elena forgot how to breathe. Then she saw the woman beside him. A younger woman in a purple dress was holding his arm. 2 children stood close to him. 1 boy, 1 girl. The boy looked up at Tomas and smiled. "Father, can we buy apples?" Elena felt the basket of bread slip from her hands. 15 years of waiting broke inside her chest. In one silent second, she wanted to run, she wanted to scream, she wanted to fall to the ground. But instead, she reached into her pocket and pulled out the ring, the same ring Thomas had placed in her palm 15 years ago. With shaking hands, Elena walked toward him. "Thomas," she whispered. The man turned. His eyes met hers, and nothing happened. No tears, no recognition, no joy, no guilt. He looked at her like she was a stranger asking for directions. Elena's voice broke. "Thomas, it's me." The woman in the purple dress stepped forward, confused and frightened. "Who are you?" Elena held up the ring. "I am his wife." The market went silent around them. The children stopped smiling. The man looked at the ring, then back at Elena. "I am sorry," he said slowly. "I do not know you." Those words hurt more than death, because death would have been an ending. This was something worse. He was standing in front of her, breathing, alive, close enough to touch, and still, he was gone. Elena's knees weakened, but she did not fall. The woman in the purple dress began to cry. "Please," she said, "you need to understand. His name is Thomas now, because we found that name written on a piece of cloth in his coat. But when I met him, he did not even know who he was." Elena stared at her. "What do you mean?" The woman swallowed. 14 years ago, after the war, my father found him near the river. He was wounded, burning with fever, and half dead. He could not remember his home. He could not remember his family. He could not remember his own name. The market stayed silent. The woman continued. "We cared for him. For months he could not speak properly. For years, he woke up screaming from dreams he did not understand. We asked every village nearby if anyone knew him. No one came." Elena looked at Thomas. His eyes were wet now, but still empty of memory. "You never remembered me?" she asked. Thomas pressed his hand against his chest. "I remember things in pieces," he said. "A bell, a road, rain on a roof, a woman crying. But when I try to see her face, everything disappears." Elena opened her hand. The wedding ring lay in her palm. "Touch it," she said. Thomas looked afraid. The woman beside him held her breath. Slowly, Thomas reached out and touched the ring. His fingers trembled. At first, nothing happened. Then his face changed. His eyes widened. His breathing became sharp. He stepped back as if someone had struck him. "I know this," he whispered. Elena began to cry. Thomas closed his eyes. The market disappeared for him. In his mind, he saw a church bell swinging in the dark morning. He saw soldiers walking away. He saw a young woman standing in the road, holding her hands to her chest. He saw himself turning back. Once, twice, 3 times. Then he opened his eyes. "Elena," he whispered. The name came out like something pulled from a grave. Elena covered her mouth. For 15 years she had waited to hear him say her name. And now that he had said it, it did not heal her. It broke her even more. Thomas stepped toward her, but stopped when the little girl behind him grabbed his coat. "Father," she asked. That one word changed everything. Elena looked at the children. They were innocent. They hadn't stolen him. They had only loved the man who survived. Then she looked at the woman in the purple dress. That woman had not taken Thomas from her. She had found a dying man by a river and kept him alive. For 15 years, Elena had suffered because Thomas did not come home. But for 14 years, that woman had loved a broken man who did not even know why he was broken. The truth was cruel. No one in that market had won. Elena took one step closer to Thomas and placed the ring in his hand. Thomas shook his head. "No," he said. "This is yours." Elena smiled through her tears. "It was mine while I was waiting. she said. "But I am not waiting anymore." Tomas began to cry. "Elena, I don't know what to do." She looked at his new family. Then she looked back at him. "I waited for the man who left," she said. "But you are the man who survived." No one spoke. Even the merchants had lowered their heads. Elena touched his face one last time. "You came back," she whispered. "Just not to the life we lost." Then she turned and walked away. Tomas tried to follow her, but Elena raised her hand without looking back. "Stay," she said. And he did. Years passed again. People in the village told the story many different ways. Some said Elena was foolish for walking away. Some said she was strong. Some said Tomas should have left his new family. Others said no heart can return to the exact place where it broke. But every Sunday morning, before the sun rose, someone left a small basket of bread outside Tomas's door. No note, no name, only bread, still warm. At first, Tomas did not know who brought it, but one winter morning, he opened the door early and saw Elena walking away through the snow. "Elena," he called. She stopped, but didn't turn around. "Why do you still do this?" he asked. Elena looked at the white road in front of her. "Because the man I love came home hungry," she said. "And even if he no longer belongs to me, I will not let him go hungry." Then she walked away. That was the last time Tomas called her name. Elena lived alone for the rest of her life, but she was never bitter. On the shelf beside her bed, she kept the torn letter that once told her Tomas was missing. Beside it, she kept one small loaf of bread every Sunday night, as if memory itself needed to be fed. When she died many years later, the whole village came to her funeral. Tomas came too. He stood at the back with his children, now grown, and the woman who had saved him by the river. In his hand he held the wedding ring. After the funeral, he placed it on Elena's grave. No speech, no explanation, just the ring and a piece of warm bread, because some love stories do not end with people coming back together. Some love stories end with people finally understanding what was lost. Elena waited 15 years for her husband, and when she found him, she discovered something more painful than death. He was alive, but the life they had promised each other had not survived the war. So she gave him back the ring. She gave him back his freedom. And every Sunday she gave him bread, because sometimes the deepest love is not the one that keeps someone. Sometimes it is the one that lets them go. Dear viewers, this story leaves us with one painful question. What do we really lose when we spend our lives waiting for something that may never return? Elena waited 15 years for the man she loved. And when she finally found him, she realized that love had survived. But the life they had promised each other had not. Sometimes the hardest thing is not losing someone. The hardest thing is finding them again and understanding that they no longer belong to the same life. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more unforgettable stories. And tell me in the comments, if you had waited 15 years for someone you loved and found them living a new life with another family, would you fight to bring them back, or would you let them go? Thank you for watching. See you in the next unforgettable story.